big bad.
Hey y'all, my name is John Mitchell. I'm a certified financial coach. The purpose of this video and this YouTube channel is to teach you how to master the personal finance basics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you where you should park your money for a house. When you go to buy a house, you're going to need cash on hand for either closing costs, putting a percentage of the mortgage down, or even both. Unlike the old days of stuffing cash up on your mattress, there are better places for you to stash your cash until it's the right time to buy. Option number one is using your regular checking account. A checking account is where most people have their direct deposits from their W-2 jobs come in, so it makes it pretty easy. You don't have to move the money anywhere, you just leave it there and kind of let it sit and grow at a measly little interest rate. You've heard me talk on this channel before. I don't care for checking accounts for long-term saving like this because their interest rates are pitiful, if we're being honest, and don't really keep up with inflation. There's definitely some better options out here. Option number two is going to be just your standard savings account. Now, while this might be leagues above a checking account in regards to interest rate, they're more or less the same. They do have a few more rules compared to a checking account in regards to withdrawal limits and such like that. But when you're saving for a house, you're not looking to withdraw this money more than really once, which leads us to our third option. I think this is the best option of all the kind of in-bank options myself, and that's the high yield savings account. So if you check out my video I've done on high yield savings account before, linked above here, you'll see that right now they have very competitive rates. They're usually double or triple or even quadruple the rates of a standard savings account, and they're leagues above a checking account. Now, these accounts aren't as fluid. You can't just move money out willy-nilly, but moving money in, depositing money in is no problem. You can put money in whenever you want to. There are very small limits on pulling money out, and it's easy to direct deposit the money from your account to whatever lending company from which you're borrowing money for your house. Option number four is using a certificate of deposit. This will offer you pretty decent interest rates, more comparable to the high yield savings account. My biggest problem with high yield savings accounts, though, is that you lose control of your money in that, like when you lock it up into the certificate of deposit, you're locked in for that term. It could be 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months. It depends on the term for the certificate of deposit. The biggest problem you could run into is that if a deal comes up in the middle of your term, you might have to miss out because your money will be locked away in a CD. Now, I think on the plus side, though, if you're either bad at saving or maybe have a spouse that is a little bad at saving as well, a CD can be great because it locks the money in and you get penalized. It's really hard to pull that money out of the CD and go do whatever you want with it. And the great thing is usually you can add money to the CD as well. Some banks have limits on how high you can increase your CD, but the great part is if you're already doing this, you can open up a second one and put additional money in there should you need that. Now, the last and final option for saving money is using a taxable brokerage account, also known as a bridge account. So in these accounts, everyone knows the stock, you're going to be playing with the stock market here, and it may not be the best saving device, if you will. However, if your horizon tends to be a little bit longer, this is going to be the best place to store your money that will grow your money over a longer period of time. Now that we've talked about where to store the money, we need to talk about another big variable when parking your money for a house, and that's how long do you plan to keep the money in this account before you buy a house. Now, it could be you're waiting to buy a house and you're ready to go, or you could be planning to have a house in the long-term future, 5, 6, 7, 10 years later down the road. And that's going to really change the type of account you're looking to hold your money in. So for me personally, I like to break up saving money for a house into, the short term and the long term. There's no real medium. I think medium kind of gets into long term, but I'll explain that in a sec. So first, for short term, I think that's anywhere from 0 months to 2 years. And the reason for that is if you're really ready to buy, or either looking to buy or planning to buy in the next 2 years or so, you're going to want somewhere to easily access your money that's not going to lose value like it might in the stock market, but maybe hold value in a better account like a high yield savings account or even a CD. Now for the long term, and again, I think this is 3 years and up, I think it'd be better to find, or there's better places to put your money that can grow and give you an even larger down payment for your house in the future. If you settle for something like a checking account, savings account, you're just not going to grow that money. If you have not already, like and subscribe to this video as it helps me see what content you all like and want to see in the future. Now that we've got a little bit of background into our situation here, I think we can finally ask the question, where's the best place to park my money when I'm saving for a house? Starting off for the short term. In my opinion, the best place to store your money in the short term is a high yield savings account. The reason for that is because it's significantly more liquid than a CD, even though CDs and high yield savings accounts can have comparable rates. Even right now, they're pretty comparable. I like the liquidity of the high yield savings account because I can transfer the money out to the lending company whenever I need to make that house purchase. In regards to the CD, I've said it earlier and I'll just reiterate that here. I don't think that's a horrible option. It's really dependent on the money habits you have already and if you can trust yourself not to pull the money out of a high yield savings account while saving for that house. Now for the long term, again, this is essentially beyond 2 years and all the way to however long your horizon is. I think the best place to store your money is in that taxable brokerage or bridge account. The reason for that is because once you get past that 2 year point, you've kind of got a long enough horizon. You could put that money in the stock market and more than likely grow it significantly more than should you put it in a savings account or in a CD in the first place. I hope you all got something out of today's video. It really wasn't meant to be complicated or crazy. There's not a whole ton of options out there for saving money for a house. And there's clearly some good ones and clearly some not as good ones out there. The wife and I are currently saving up for a house when we PCS to Missouri in about a year from now. And we have our money in a high yield savings account because our time horizon under a year time frame. If you're looking for a financial coach to help you plan for saving for a house in the future, the link to my calendar is in the description and in the comment section down below. Sign up for a free appointment today and we can set up a plan to help you save for that house and have the money you need to buy it. I love each and every one of you and I'll see y'all in the next video.